Hi everyone, and welcome to the LORNA Experience Podcast. This is the podcast for entrepreneurs and digital marketers who can relate. So my name is Tasha. I am the founder of LORNA Media, and welcome to episode 5. It feels like a long time since I've done a solo podcast episode, just because I've had a few guests on this show, which is just really exciting. Quite a bit that's been going on. And today's episode we're going to touch on my experiences of Global Entrepreneurship Week. I have celebrated the second time round this year, but this time I felt like I was more focused. And then I'm going to speak about my big ideas, Wales, where I was a role model for imposter syndrome and getting organized week. And I'm really proud of that, to be honest. And that was collaboration with Welsh ICE as well. And then we're going to talk about how I am staying relevant in business and marketing. LORNA is an acronym for Learn, Optimize, Resilience, Nurture, and Accept, for those of you who are tuning in for the first time. And it's named after my mum. Her name was Lorna, so I decided to change it into an acronym. And I've really embodied these values of learning, optimizing, resilience, nurturing, and accept. And I think that the theme of this week is definitely resilience and accepting. Acceptance is key here for Global Entrepreneurship Week. Global Entrepreneurship Week is all about celebrating entrepreneurs around the world, okay? This is very much creating more impact globally, and everybody from around the world celebrated together by hashtag GEW and then the year, obviously. And I work closely with the Startup Stiwdio at University of South Wales because I do freelancing for their social media, and I'm based in the Startup Stiwdio in Cardiff. We had a full-on week of events. So the Monday it started, we had Kevin Mansell, I feel like his name is, and he's from that media group. I actually met Kevin at a Newport business network group, Newport City Business Networking, that Professor Deacon invited me to in July this year, which was so amazing. And Kevin is so amazing because he's so easy to talk to. He does branding and marketing consultancy basically as well, and I really hit it off with Kevin. He was so easy to talk to, and when I found out that he's never worked a corporate job in his life, he's only just gone from university into his own business, which is amazing, really, to be honest. And that's why I'm like, that's why he's so friendly in my personal opinion. I actually, to be honest with you, I'm not gonna lie, I sign up to so many things because I always feel like when I saw Kevin's name, I was like, sign me up. I didn't even think twice because I knew I really liked the way he talks about marketing. Let me go to this event. And also, I like to market research what other marketers are doing, just so that you know what the industry is doing. So when Global Entrepreneurship Week started, I almost forgot that I signed up. So I started this, and it's like a 3-hour workshop. 3-hour workshops are actually more intense than what I thought. It's quite draining being in 3 hours of workshops, especially when time is of the essence when you work for yourself. And I went with an open mind because I had, just before that workshop started, I had launched my workshop. So I had been doing all this market research for my business, going into it, right? You've heard about it on the podcast. I've been really grinding at looking at researching. I had one-to-one clients. I launched an event, and I really knew from that moment, as soon as I hit the publish button, the price for the event was £25. And then when I looked online with my competitors, it was all free. And I was like, no one's going to come to this event. Firstly, I didn't give myself some time marketing. It was just the wrong time to launch that event, okay? And I instantly regretted as soon as I hit publish. I think what was going through my mind was there was a point of desperation. There was. I feel like because I had been prolonging. So if you listen to episode 3 about strategically planning for success, I was mapping out, I think it's that one. Or if you go to Lorna Media's YouTube channel, there is a plan with me for November, and I specifically say that I want to get on, like, start to bust out content now. So I know that workshops do work for me, but through this experience, I was like, actually, Tasha, you're missing something. Coming back to Kevin's workshop, I landed up enjoying it. Like, I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. But I actually also, it frustrated me because it made me realize this. It made me reflect on what I was doing. And I don't know if any other marketers can relate or any consultants can relate, but when you are so jargon filled, like, meaning I have been studying marketing, I'm in marketing, I'm obsessive in a way a little bit about marketing. So Kevin put it so simply, he was like, what are your customers think? And he was breaking it down into simpler terms. Honestly, I know what you're going to think, or maybe this is me feeling a little bit insecure. Tash, you're a marketer, you should know this, yeah? So it's easy to market someone else's business, to be objective with someone else's business. Like, I do that, that's the job I do, right? But when I turn it around to me, it's difficult because I'm emotionally invested. And that's the problem here. I'm emotionally invested in my business, and I wasn't being a marketer to my business. I was being a business owner. Literally that. It made me reflect. Like, I think definitely for 2024, I would like to set up, like, once a quarter a business meeting with a consultant that isn't me, and try it out to see how it goes. But what I did love about this session is the fact that I realized that I was thinking about my customers. I know what they need, but like Kevin says, do they know that they need this? And you need to put it in simpler, like their wording. And I was like, of course. I'm like, right, okay, right. I got you, Kevin. I had been so jargonful that I was like, you need to have a value proposition. You need to have a business model. You need to have this. You need to have that. Because obviously I've learned all these amazing tools, but that's for me as the marketer to know. They need to understand how is it going to improve their business instantly, because obviously I'm so personal with my journey. Just battered myself internally. I was like, you need to go back to the drawing board. You've gone 10 steps behind. You should be further away now. And I just felt like a failure at that point. I felt like I was an imposter for Global Entrepreneurship Week. This is supposed to be I was so excited for Global Entrepreneurship Week. I was like, yes, we're learning, we're growing. I learned how quickly I can negatively talk to myself. And I didn't like it. It rattled me. I got anxiety after the workshop. I had to do actually some yoga straight after the workshop because I had a volunteer for LORNA Media come in, and I needed to make sure that I was not in the state that I was. Starting off your week like that is very frustrating, and especially up until that point, I'd been working 7 days straight as well. Biggest red flag for me was, why was I triggering myself straight away with so much anxiety? I need to change my perspective. Tuesday, I'm working at the studio, and I'm like, right, okay, I need to figure it out, but let me just let it go for a hot minute. But we had Neil Cocker come on to the studio, and there was another workshop I'd signed up for. And I was actually really excited to also, I've never met Neil Cocker. I actually have no idea who he is, what he does at all until I rocked up to the workshop. And I thought, okay, let's just absorb as much as I can. He landed up giving one of the best engaging presentations that I've ever been to in terms of workshop setting. And still, not gonna lie, 3 hours was still long. Because, like when I get into a workshop, I get into the workshop, okay? I liked it, the format. It was very much video talking slides, like just like pictures or like a couple of words, like nothing too hectic. I really enjoyed it, to be honest. So well done, Neil. Startup Secrets to Success. That's what it was called. We did the first workshop first exercise we did was about having your process model, okay? And understanding that this one process will be different for a different type of client. So I think he used something like a virtual assistant email like someone that sorts out emails. And he said about, okay, one was an admin, one was marketing, and one was a CEO. And he was like, right, the way to sort out each of those emails will be different. So you can't have the same process for one person. So I was like, okay, I need to still do that model again, because I loved how that his model was so focused. I feel like my model, I was in my head from Monday. So I felt like I was confused about myself, but I understood the exercise, and I was like, right, okay, I need to take this back. I like this model. And the way he was explaining it was simple to understand as well, which I really appreciate. And then he spoke about assumptions. And because the way he positioned the value proposition wasn't with a canvas, it was like your assumptions about what you think your clients, like what you think your clients need, and then you test it out, that assumption. That test, you can then know, okay, now you can put more energy into that project. So it's about developing a minimal viable product with landing pages, testing out, not developing loads and loads. And I really love this. And it's about creating loads of assumptions and finding the one that you think is the most risky and test out that assumption. And I was like, this is awesome, actually. But through all of these like different types of testing, it made me realize it was like everything he was saying, he was like confirming and confirming and confirming everything that I had been planning before. Bad habits, that clearly was a bad habit, desperation business move that I did by putting an event up, because I was like, oh, everybody else is doing an event, I should do an event. It made me realize that was a bad business decision, but it was also good because it taught me a lesson that I needed to learn. So prior to this, I had been thinking, I need to research so much more. I'm going to create the LORNA Club, which is an online platform, free to use first, and we're going to build it with the community to understand exactly and engage into my community. I want to understand them. I want to date them, create products from proper research. But I know you can also go down a research rabbit hole. But anyway, so this is where he paid a video with Rob Fitzpatrick. I actually got the book here, The Mom Test. And the Mom Test is about how to talk to customers and learn if your business is a good idea when everyone is lying to you. And I love that. So I have yet to read this book. It's going to be, this is what I want to kind of finish in the next couple of weeks. And then I'll do maybe a podcast episode review on it and how I will likely implement it. But it made me realize, okay, so the way I've been doing my research maybe isn't wrong. Maybe it just needs a little bit of tweaking, because that's exactly what this is all about, right? Test it, doesn't work, you tweak it. Test, doesn't work, you tweak it. Test, it works, keep that, tweak this. And that's exactly, I was in the right place at the right time. I was just being really hard on myself. And I feel like because I was coming from a desperate point of, I really just want to succeed in my business, there's a lot of personal background to that desperation point. There is recognition. I don't feel like I'm getting the recognition that I deserve, meaning I don't think that some people get what I do, right? That is in the back of my mind. I financially want to be independent, okay? So that's in the back of my mind. And I really want to I want to get going with helping people, I really want to start helping the right people. So it's that lack of patience and desperation and ego, loads of ego, so much ego. I was like, wow, Tasha, you've got so much ego in Global Entrepreneurship Week. And guess what? I was humbled. I was like, sit down and listen to yourself. Listen to how you're talking. Yes, it really gave me a reflection. And do you know what actually I haven't done? I haven't sat down and really visualized where Lorna Media is going, And I only realized that when I tried to sit down and I was like, so what do I want to manifest for my business? And then I just couldn't, I was trying to create a vision board actually, because I do this monthly plan with me. And I was like, what do I want to manifest? What do I want to be known for? Where am I going actually? So there was many lessons learned in that week, and I just want to give a massive shout out to Neil Cocker. I would love to get him on the podcast. So one day we will hopefully be blessed with his presence. I just would like to think about a strategic way of what we can do for the show topic. But yes, he was my number one for Global Entrepreneurship Week for sure. And if you haven't checked him out, check him out on his LinkedIn, super easy Neil Cocker, and you'll find him on my page as well, basically. So that was my Global Entrepreneurship Week. We also then ended the week visitors from T-Hub from India, and they came to the studio, and wow, are they doing some serious work. Yes, they are doing some incredible work. I will link them in the show notes. Everything that I'm talking about, people's profile names, I'll link it in the show notes. What I love, I was like, wow, so they are a non-profit organization. It's like an accelerated startup businesses. So you pay I think £500 to get in. If you're selected, then you're incubated for 100 days of mentorship and all that good stuff. Then you get into, okay, now you can launch, and then nurtured through that process, basically. So it's pumping out loads of startups, which is really so interesting, and I would love to go there. T-Hub, honestly, look at the show notes. They are doing some fantastic stuff, and how they are profiting is through corporations that need innovation in their. So there's a term called intrapreneurship, which is entrepreneurship within the organization. However, it's time and consuming, right? This is why you have external consultants, which can bring innovation. Yes, me. Or within the company, you would have a staff member, or create a team that focuses on the innovation that needs to change. However, because of resources, time, money, you need all your staff to be functioning for sustainability. They outsource. So T-Hub provides if you come to us with a problem in your business, we can then actually incubate a startup and find basically create a whole team. And I thought this was quite interesting, because this is not a foreign knowledge in business world. I know that Cisco has, bought Meraki, for instance, and now it's a brand, and it's many startups sell themselves to bigger corporations because of money or business and innovation and all the incentives that people do. Tech startups are very accelerated, where that's not where it's my forte, I would say. And apparently this business model with T-Hub is standard when it comes to tech startups. Here at the Startup Stiwdio, we're not giving a timeline to be some specific point. We are given the time to nurture and incubate our ideas. Is really great to have that time. There's a lot of variables that happen in life, to be honest. There's a lot of personal things that happen that really do hinder the retention part of entrepreneurship. That's why I'm very fascinated to be studying this and researching this. And this is where I personally want to keep researching. Like, I feel like I would love to look at T Hubs, go visit their organization and understand it, because they did give a conversion rate of how many successful startups there are. And I'm curious to know is like the sustainability and environmental factors that contribute to, well, economic and environmental, really, factors that contribute to sustainable entrepreneurship, because entrepreneurship is very much, we are the economy, we are the future, 100%. What a great way to end Global Entrepreneurship Week. It was so beautiful. Like, it's, sometimes you got to see the beauty in a very stressful situation. And if you're open to learn, stay humble, learnify yourself in the moment. It could be really difficult, trust me. Moving on to big idea whales. Right. So I got asked by Hope from Welsh ICE to be a role model for their week. I think it was week 5 maybe, of imposter syndrome and getting organized in imposter syndrome. So the 5 to 9 club, I'm an alumni, and I have done the course, really found value in it. And if you are in Wales, you should definitely reach out to Welsh ICE and see if you can get on there. Even if you are an entrepreneur, or if you don't know where, if you want to be one, if you're freelancing and you might want to do it into a business or studying, find the 5 to 9. Honestly, it's such a great experience. They are such amazing people. The team is just incredible, and I love Hope. They've done quite a lot of collaborations. They've done with NatWest. They've done with Admiral, I think, as well, which is really cool. And now they did with Big Idea Wales. And this is for the youth. So this is 16 to 25, I think the age was, if I'm not mistaken. Super honored, very honored. And I would love to do more of these, because I have definitely grown a lot since the 5 to 9 club, like so much. When I was thinking about, I've only got 30 minutes to talk. What am I going to talk about? What do I talk about? Because obviously they're already going to have 2 presentations, how to get organized and what is imposter syndrome. And those are usually like about an hour each, thinking. And then I was like, right, I know how to talk about imposter syndrome because I've just gone through this with Global Entrepreneurship Week. Getting organized, I've actually started to get organized myself. I created my own activity tracker, and I also use Notion to plan every month. Plan with me's happen on Lorna Media every month on the 25th, and this it will be released on the 25th of each month, so you get prep for the next month. I've seen the benefit of getting organized, but then I reflected on what else have I been organized in. So I content create as well for Miss Kif, which is my YouTube vlog channel, and I vlog about me living in a van, and I vlog about just living my extra life. Okay, it's very much a lifestyle vlog channel. Through that, I landed up going, actually, I've been getting organized for a while, like actually getting organized. Usually I self-sabotage. I'm the queen of self-sabotaging. I realized, I was like, there was one video with me doing 3 months in 10 minutes of me, the first 3 months of 2023. And that was some intense hardship I went through. I was converting a van, working in a corporate job, and I knew I wasn't going to pass my probation. My mental health wasn't well at that time either, and I knew that my van mechanics bill was going to be high, and it was a really tough time for me. However, through that whole process of 3 months, I had learned a lot. And even the whole journey of me converting my van, I realized that you need to find what doesn't work for you. What are your bad traits as an individual, and how can you change those bad habits? So if you have to make a list of good habits, bad habits are the ones that you want to let go of, and the good habits is the person you want to step into. And then I realized, okay, cool, I need to understand what my bad habits are, learn how to change my bad habits, and start developing good habits. And the good habits was getting organized, sticking to a budget, dealing with how can I improve my mental health, who do I surround myself with, all those stuff. So that's what I spoke about. But then I reflected on Global Entrepreneurship Week as well, and about imposter syndrome. And it was about, actually, the biggest thing you can do for yourself is believe in yourself. Believe in your dream. Believe in who you are. trust in the process. So like for me as well, I need to trust that I was right before walking into Kevin's workshop. Like I was right. I just needed to change the process a little bit, come from a different approach. And instead of really going hard on myself, like I was so hard on myself mentally, and I was like, no Tash, you cannot do that again. I was so hard on myself, I gave myself anxiety, like an anxiety attack. Like think about that, that's so bad. I soon realized, I was like, hold on a minute, I was put through a test of, do I believe in what I'm doing right now? Do I believe that I'm a marketer? Yes. And because obviously like my background in marketing comes a long way. Like I've had loads of experience in marketing, to the point like from when I was 16, 17, I always was marketing myself or marketing projects, but it was always a hobby. And when I started to change it into a career, it's the career with entrepreneurs and trying to get clients and trying to market myself. I think trusting my ability to do a job, that was a growth process, but I've done 3 years now. And I think it's about time that, after a master's, there's a little bit of belief. And especially when I've had clients, I have results, I have progress, I've had so much experience now. When am I going to stop and take a breath and go, Tasha, you are a marketer, and it's time to believe in it? Because LORNA Media has gone through a process of refinement and relaunching, and you know this because of the big rebrand. And from that, it's made me realize that I clearly have been working so hard to get here. That's why I'm so sensitive about it. The lesson I learned was believe in what you're doing. Believe that you're doing this for the right reasons. Believe you're on your journey. You're open to learning, but protect your belief. Like protect yourself from yourself, but also from others. So others can knock you down as well. Because if it wasn't me challenging myself, what if it was someone else? And because I'm so obsessed with my brand reputation as well, because that comes from an insecurity of people not getting me, I've realized, right, I need to stick to, this is who I am, this is my business, and then everybody who gets it stays, and everybody who doesn't falters away. But people are going to always challenge me, challenge you. So this is the lesson this is what the speech I gave. Understand your self-sabotaging moments, and also understand that you are in the right place in the right time. You are here showing up. Believe in yourself. Keep learning, optimizing, resilience, nurturing and accepting. Protect what you're building. Protect who you are. Just keep on keeping on. And find people who support you and believe in your vision. That was my amazing 2 events and experiences I would like to share with you. It's been so rewarding, honestly. Moving on to staying relevant in business and marketing, because this is the fun stuff now. I have a lot. So this is the funny thing about me. Yeah, I've just given you a full speech about some of my insecurities, being super vulnerable. Okay, I love my therapy sessions. Like someone said, like one of my guests is like, "Oh my goodness, this is like therapy." I was like, "I know. Welcome to my therapy session." I have a few things coming up. Oh my goodness, there's so many stories to share, but I have to be selective of what I share. I got confirmed to do the Creative Business Roadshow, which is happening from January, all around the south of Wales. We're going to go around. I'm going to be the marketing expert, drop-in surgeon for the day, where the creative businesses can literally give it to me. Let's brainstorm. If you've got a question about marketing campaigns, marketing, communicating your business, podcast advice, content advice, I am your girl. So please do check out the link in the show notes. I am so excited for this. You have no idea. I thrive brainstorming sections in like if someone's talking to me in the moment and you're like, oh, but you want to achieve this, you want to achieve this, you want to achieve this. you're kind of confused with your business at the moment, that's where I thrive. You can even tell when I'm talking about this right now, my energy is picking up. When Adam Sparks landed up asking me to be part of the Creative Business Roadshow, I was like, yes, please. Because obviously I said to you just in this podcast now, I want to be out there helping people. I just want to help everybody, you know. So get me on the road. Book me everywhere. I want to be presenting everywhere, you know. I want to be talking to loads of people. I feel like that's where I thrive. I definitely thrive in those environments. These sessions are also completely free, by the way. So if you're in Barrie, we're starting off in Barrie on the 29th of January. Again, I'll link it in the show notes, and this will be online as well. Then we're going to go every month from January to October around different places. And I'm just super excited. I can't wait to hear about your business ideas. I am just very keen. Then the second event that I've got booked, actually, it's on the 14th of December. So there is a big, recently since July, there's been the launch of the Creative Industries Clusters Hub. And that's about the whole Cardiff, Newport, Monmouthshire and Rhondda. Those are the 4 borough councils coming together with Creative Cardiff, Cluster AHRC, Creative Cardiff, Cardiff University, University of South Wales with the Startup Stiwdio. We have been working so much to develop events around the south, basically the south of Wales, through those different counties, and to deliver workshops for the creative industries, which I love. And if you know me, you know I'm obsessed about the creative industry. Like, I just want to serve the creative industry as much as possible. It's kind of like a great way to end the year is through the big showcase. And they have honestly, this is going to be the event of the year, okay? And you should be there on the 14th. It's free. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. I will also link this in the show notes. It's a must. I will be presenting that. LORNA Media is representing. Tasha Cole's in the house. I'm doing a live Q&A for creative marketing. So marketing your creative businesses. And do you know what? I had a vision of what to talk about. I'm obviously not going to talk about it here because you're going to come to the event to understand what I'm going to be talking about. However, we're definitely going to talk about our strategy for 2024, okay? You know what? I've been doing the work for all of us, okay? I've been in it. And guess what? I'm even going to do even more work. I am going to the 2023 wrapped up marketing presentation that's happening at Tramshed on the 5th of December. And I'm so excited for that because even the CEO of WCS Agency, Chelsea, she's going to be there. She's going to be a panelist discussing the trends and the marketing of the year. And I'm excited because hopefully I get to meet her as well. And she's just been slaying and crushing. Oh, she's like really lighting up Cardiff, to be honest with you, as an industry leader. So, she won the Creative Entrepreneurship Award, which is just fantastic. Like, congratulations, of course, if you're listening. It'd be amazing. So then I'm going to listen to that. I'm going to take out the information. I'm going to gather my stuff. And I'm going to present on the 14th of December. So I'm presenting first. So make sure you get there at the start at 3 o'clock. But I'm going to talk about trends and what is kind of the future for marketing for 2024, but also in the creative industries. What does it look like? The way you should think. I've got loads of things to talk about, to be fair. However, come with your business ideas. Come with your, if you're in the film industry, music industry, you're in illustration, you're anything creative. You want to self-publish, this event, not only is my live Q&A going to be the best, I really just want to give you value. The way I present is you walk away with value. You walk away with an action plan. You walk away with going, I am needing to get done. And it just comes at the perfect time because we're wrapping up for the end of the year. Anybody that goes to the show, I will encourage to listen to my podcast and follow Lorna Media, because honestly, this 2024 is going to be banging. It's going to be just explosive, in my opinion. Things are really lining up well. The event of the year, not just me, that's going to be amazing. There's going to be campfire conversations with Richie. There's going to be Film Kumri is going to do a presentation. There is this composer that's going as well. I don't know all the names off the top of my head. I'm so sorry. And I should have been prepared a bit more. Nevertheless, check the show notes, please. The show notes is important, and also check out my LinkedIn profile. Please do follow me there for anything relevant in marketing. I always share it on my LinkedIn. Like, to be honest with you, LinkedIn for business and marketing is my favorite platform. It's really the one of LinkedIn. For a long time I didn't get, but LinkedIn's one of my favorite platforms right now. It's been popping. I love the organic strategy with it. So that's how we're finishing the year. We're finishing the year off strong, really strong. And I'm just so grateful for this opportunity. A big shout out to Richie's wife, Lindy. She's been really the life and soul of all of these events, and I'm gutted. I was sick for a week and then it delayed me, so I haven't been able to go to a couple of them. There's two in Newport at the place I couldn't go to because I've been sick, and then I've just had so much work to catch up on, and sometimes I've got to listen to my body, otherwise I'm just going to be more sick, so it sucks. And next week I'm going to Creative Cardiff's festive party on the 6th of December, so make sure you go to that as well. I'm really excited for this week. Then upon my research, I found an event called PodCon Kumri 2024, and this is hosted by the School of Journalism at Cardiff University, if I'm correct. And this is happening on the 26th of January. I was like, oh my goodness, a podcast conference in Wales. Let's go. Happening in Cardiff. Yes, baby. I love it. So I have no idea what the podcast conference is about. There's just going to be loads of people, obviously a podcast conference. Sorry. So for me, I was like, I've been getting these visions. Like it's really difficult for me to explain this side of me, but unless you're spiritual, you just won't get what I'm saying. If you're very logical and practical minded, just skip past what I'm going to say next. So I get these visions and these downloads. So even for my creative marketing, I got an email the night before, and Lindy, she gave me a 30-minute allocation or 40-minute allocation to what I was thinking I was getting. And then I was like, oh, now this has changed everything about. What can I say? What can I do? And I was just like, I was on like the wheel was turning in my head. And then I was like, okay, cool. I woke up that morning, 6 o'clock, just getting idea. I literally visioned myself talking, and I got all the points. I literally put all the notes on my Notion, and that's my speech. So it's in here, it just needs to get out. Okay, so I had the vision with this PodCon as well. I really would love to have done this for the big showcase on the 14th, but unfortunately, just timing, this vision came too late. I didn't think that far. I even bought my outfit for it. I'm really excited. This podcast conference, I thought to myself, hey, wouldn't it be cool to do a little pop-up for the LORNA Experience podcast? So getting a little bit more face-to-face with people and live. So we will see how that goes. I would like to get a banner printed and everything for the new year. So I'm actually deciding to take, I'm house sitting from the 18th of December to the first week of January. So I'm taking that full 3 weeks of just literally planning, grounding, visualizing, doing my vision boards, all those good stuff. And I'm going to do a special episode for the LORNA Experience, because technically this would have been the last episode before the end of the year, because my interviews with Emily are wrapping up the year. But I'm going to do a special for New Year's Eve, I think, something like that. Yeah, that's basically what I've been busy with, which is really exciting. It's so funny. Every time I record, and before I record an episode, I think to myself, what am I going to talk about? What am I going to talk about? What's the theme? What's the theme? What's the theme? And definitely moving into 2024, I would like to, I want to talk to people more. And this is like, talk to entrepreneurs more, and I want to talk to digital marketers more, and understand what they need and deliver more podcast content. So the business roadshow is going to give me a great, it's just going to be perfect for me. This live Q&A, I really would like loads of people to come, because it gives me more insight and knowledge, so I can create more great knowledge with my podcast and share it more. I just really love being in Cardiff right now. I just really would like to celebrate all the progress that's happening in Cardiff with the creative industries, with technology, with innovation, with moving forward. And I think it's just brilliant. It's really, for me, it just fills my heart to be part of changing society and changing a community for the better, and really helping everybody along the way. I feel like this is the best time to be in Cardiff right now. I can't talk about past experience, but I do talk about experience with creative industries, opportunity, inclusion, diversity, transformation. And it's very important for me to be a part of that. So just to conclude for the episode, is I had something really great happen to me. I was emailing on Friday, and I was like, right, I've got this, because at the moment I'm attracting freelancer life is fantastic and it's great, but I want to be doing my business work, which is consultancy, I really do like freelance social media roles are coming to me a lot, and a little bit of business and marketing freelance as well. Freelancer life, I do like some of the jobs. I like testing. I like to explore other jobs, because whatever you're working in, whether it be social media or marketing, business, all three of those working hand in hand, and you can always learn. And if it's a project that's only for 6 weeks, I wouldn't mind jumping on it. I honestly don't. So it's one of those things that I've been open to at this stage. I was buzzing. Such a great way to end my Friday. I got an inbox, and I was like, oh, who's this? And I got a referral and an introduction. And through this referral and introduction, it just, it lit me up. It was like, I would like to introduce Tasha Cole. She's got a marketing consultancy, delivers training and workshops, and specializes in, she also has expertise in podcasting and YouTube. And that just made my day. If you've listened to the LORNA Experience from day one, okay, I'm talking about when I was like, I need to rebrand, it's episode 2, if you want to listen back, but I was like, fine, my brand reputation is everything. And even though I've spoken a bit about brand reputation, I just thought it was a great way to conclude this episode. I have been I just want to get my brand reputation right. So the fact that I got referred in this way, really just made me go tick. From September to December, I've been working and grinding so hard to get myself out there, to be part of the Cardiff community, to be able to position myself and LORNA Media, myself as a businesswoman and a marketer in the industry, but also position Lorna Media. And I just was like, ooh! I had like a little, like, I literally, I put on the stories on my Instagram, and it was so funny because I'm like, I know this is not like a conversion. Yeah, like it could be the client and me, we land up like it doesn't convert. I loved it because it's an organization. So there's a part of me that I know that there's a lot of organizations that also need me. I'm excited. I'm so excited to take this business meeting next week. So it just solidified everything that I've been working hard to. This email solidifies a lot. It gives me a pat on the back of 3 months. 3 months of me really working so hard to be here. And it's not even like mid-September to October, November, like really 2.5 months. And it's just so exciting. Like I cannot describe this feeling. I was saying that you have to celebrate the small wins, okay? Just think about your journey, okay? Let's think about the outcome, okay? Let's think about the journey. Think about the highs, the little moments that make this all worth it. That for me is the true success. And then obviously we love our visions. So we still want a vision for the future, of course. But anyway, so yeah, I am just so proud of myself going through this vulnerability at the start of this podcast to now ending on a high. I was like, where am I going with this podcast actually? I don't want to be depressive, I promise. I'm still here. I'm still thriving. There's still a lot happening. And there is a lot that I am grateful for the LORNA Experience podcast. I also want to give a shout out. I also want to just give a shout out to Waki. He has just recorded, so we recorded this Thursday, and he recorded 4 episodes back to back. Talk to Aki is his podcast name, and he will be launching that in December. So please do check that out. I will again try to get any information and link it to the show notes, but we love supporting other podcasts, especially locally. Yes, it's good. It's good to support everyone else. And we actually had a conversation where he has a special project launching in 2024, and we had a meeting together, and I said to him, like, get your podcast started. And he came to me after everybody left, and I was like clapping. I was like, woo, congratulations. Because honestly, getting started is the hardest bit. Trust me. Not everybody gets to where we are, where we're implementing. Everybody talks the talk, but who actually walks the walk? Some people are still launching the podcast that they told me, but they're doing 5 years ago, So he was like, oh, but you know why I launched? And he's like, because of you. I'm like, yeah, definitely. I'm glad. There's some things I'm great at and other things I'm not. And what I will say is, when it comes to creative industries and marketing and trends, and because I've been in the game for a while, I do know what I'm talking about. And I know that podcasts are a long haul game. This is my new way of looking at marketing, content marketing as well. You need to be able to enjoy what you do. Like, I am a presenter. I've always been a presenter. That's why I love YouTube videos and I love podcasts, because I get to just talk. I'm a talker, okay? And I'm good at improvising on the spot as well. I always wanted to get into radio as well. I would have loved to be a radio presenter. But yeah, and that's why I DJ'd, I love to be on stage. Find content that you're good at and do it, okay? Anyway, that's the end of episode 5, which I'm just so excited for. It took a lot to get here. Okay, so I just want to say shout out to everybody that's listening from USA and the UK. I am really grateful for your listens I've seen my analytics on Apple Podcasts, which is great, because the LORNA Experience is now available on Amazon, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, which is just so cool. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram. I also want to give a shout out to all the Instagrammers that have been following us as well. small growth is growth. So we're celebrating all of you for listening and tuning in. We reached 63 listeners the other week, and that's only with 4 episodes and not a lot of marketing yet. Tasha is on the road and she's gonna shine. She's shining already for 2024. That's a wrap. Have a fantastic day or evening or morning, whatever you're doing, whenever you decide to listen. Please do check in on our website. Check out the show notes on our website. You've got an opportunity to ask any questions on there, which I highly, if you're an aspiring entrepreneur or an entrepreneur, aspiring digital marketer, and you want some questions answered, or there is a form to fill in on the show notes, and we'll see you for episode 6. Till the next one. Bye bye.